Tanaste.
I knew that.
Hey, Tanaste. Assalamu alaikum. It's
Zabiha Bites.
If y'all are new here, my name is Hajja.
My name is Salmana.
And today we have
Djene
and
Lima.
Yeah.
Here. How do y'all feel? Like this?
I'm okay.
I was just telling them, like, I really feel like I know y'all. Like, we're literally home.
Yeah. It feels natural.
It does.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel forced. Thank God. But when we start off with the series called Real Love or Fake Love, where we give y'all a scenario to kind of pick y'all brains.
Okay.
And then we're gonna fall into Fula Letter, which is like the body of the conversation, the real tea, the real nitty gritty, and then we end off with Fula Advice, where based off the conversation or whatever you got on your mind, you leave.
Yo, I haven't watched High School Musical in so long. Like now y'all making me want to watch it.
No, for real, that's really a classic.
Yeah,
that's really classic.
Yeah.
But Fula Advice is basically where we all, or mainly you guys, leave the people off with a piece of advice.
Okay.
People ask, is it real love or fake love?
Okay.
When they say they love you, but you're always second guessing that they're emotionally unavailable towards you and want change even after you brought it up.
Fake love.
Fake?
No, if you addressed it and their actions are still not changing, I feel like actions speak louder than words for me. Words
Don't mean
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
But I would still say real love, because somebody can love you and still have faults in a sense. You know, they say like, oh, if they loved you, they wouldn't treat you that way. But people, like, I think the issue is people think that love is enough. And when you think love is enough, you think that you don't have to step up in other areas. But I feel like it's a combo of everything. Like it's love, it's this, it's that. And if I brought it up to you, the love isn't enough. The love is there, but it's just not enough.
I think people have different definitions of love.
Right.
So I think like if you're in like, you know, a relationship or anything, it's like your partner, especially in the beginning, is like they may express love differently than you. So I think it's also important to figure out what's their love language.
Exactly.
So
And that's not even just like for friendships too.
Yeah.
Like you have like different people have different love languages.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like some people, I kind of agree with you a little bit, but I agree with you too, because like it's like when somebody you want. You know is a good person, but like you want better for them, and it's like, dang, I'm telling you, but you're not doing it. Like, what do you do from there? It's like I still love you, but it ain't enough. Like you gotta work on it. Work on that.
Yeah, I'm very strict on my boundaries. So it's just like even if like our love language is different, because I love you and because I want our friendship, our relationship, I'm gonna try to reciprocate that love language. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yes, like everybody has their faults, but if you really care for that person and want them in your life, I think like you should like, if like I'm not like verbal, like I don't say
It's tough to play.
when if I don't know, you gotta and then again, like what I was saying, meeting you in the middle, because it's like, yes, everybody's not perfect, but I feel like if you really value somebody in your life, you're going to try your best to put your best foot forward for them, and I feel like that's with any type of relationship. So that's why that's why I say it's like fake love. Like
I'm a mix of both, because yes, stand on your boundaries and don't let people play with you, but two, like if that's for me, for instance, if I'm being addressed for the first time about something that I need to work on, or it's something that I did that may have offended somebody, I'm going to try my best to work on it, but also it's going to take me time to unlearn that habit. Like, for instance, if I'm talking to somebody, a friend, a potential partner, my mom, somebody that I love, and I know that this is something that's very habitual for them, like, I'm going to do my hardest to look at the small areas of improvement. So let's say someone talks to me in a certain tone that I don't like, and I've adjusted multiple times, like, hey, I don't like when you talk to me like this. Okay, well, they've done it a couple more times, but this time was better than the last time. And honestly, is it worth losing everything because they didn't change overnight? Like,
yeah.
I think it just depends on the situation. And I think that's a really like valid point.
Especially
like,
with parents.
You should. It's about like how you change. And we should notice the change as well in effort.
Yeah, but our parents, it's like that's engraved in them.
Yo, me and Haja was saying that. Like, I feel like our parents, they like the way they were raised and the way they're accustomed to. They've been doing that for so long. So it's like now that like we're the newer generation and we try to tell them like, that's not right. Like
that's not okay.
You teaching the kids this, but baby, that's not normal. But I think they're so accustomed to it. It's hard for them to change. So I just be in my head like, okay, she's never gonna change. But you already live life.
When we had this conversation, one thing I said though that I had to learn from someone else was one, thinking about my mom and all the stuff that she's been through. I can't expect her to be a person that she's not. So if she has this one thing that she does constantly, I can't expect her, like I said, to change overnight. But she's just a very direct person, so you can't expect her to be indirect or passive or anything like that. But how can I help my mom express her emotions better in her direct way? Like, how can I help you take this strength that you have, because it is a strength, but use it in a better way? Does that make sense?
I know what you're saying, because when it comes to any relationship, you have to learn somebody's like communication skill, their faults, but also you have to accept it if that's something like, especially with our parents, if that's engraved in them. I've learned too, it's just like just to accept it, but just know how you're gonna move so you don't get hurt. Because and I think that's even with friendship. Like if you know that person, like they're a good person at heart, you can just you know like you've addressed it, but that's just them. Like that's something like that they're working through, and that can be too. I think a lot of things when people do actions, sometimes it's not even you, it's personal stuff. So it's like they need therapy, they need to heal, but also what I always tell myself is like, okay, like Djene, like this person is just like that, like they don't mean nothing by it, but don't have that expectation of them. Like just keep it at that, because then also like you're not putting too much pressure on them. They can just focus on their self and like getting to what they want to do, but you're also protecting yourself and not hurting yourself.
Because I feel like when you put that expectation, that's when you hurt yourself. You're like, damn, I expected better from you, and
it's like, why they never showed you better.
I know, but I think it hurts because like even I've learned this, especially a lot this year. I feel like it's like Allah has told us this. We're not perfect, and I feel like as humans, especially in our community, I personally feel like it's like I've always had this expectation to be perfect all the time, and I told people like I'm not perfect, and I'm not gonna expect you to be perfect, so don't put that on me. Like I'm telling you now, like I will make my faults. If you address it, I will try my best to address it. But like,
but also how you address it.
Me,
I'm a very sensitive person. I am not shocked to admit I am very sensitive. Okay, and so if you come yelling at me, I'm not gonna hear what you're saying. Like the logical part of my brain is gonna try to hear what you're saying, but the sensitive side of my brain is gonna be like, girl, they hate you.
Yo, like
But alhamdulillah, like that is something that I'm learning, because the people that I have in my life right now, like it's so crazy. The people that I have in my life right now are not the same people that I had in my life 2-3 years ago. You know, some of them are, but not all of them are. And the new people that I have in my life right now are teaching me new sides of myself and new things that I have to work on. So me growing up into this young adult woman that I'm growing into, I have to learn, Hajja, everything's not personal. Everyone's not attacking your character or attacking your, like, coming for your emotions or anything like that. Like, they're not doing it to hurt you. Sometimes you have to filter the tone of it, but sometimes it's hard. Right. And I'm not going to ignore the part of the tone that hurt my feelings.
And also, remember, sometimes it's not you. I'm not going to lie. You can like internalize what they're saying and address like what you know like you need to work on, but sometimes it's their perception of you, and their perception of you can be wrong. So I think you have to understand both sides, and you have to know that person too.
That's true.
Yeah, so don't like hold like, because it's like like sometimes I in my head like overthink and I'm being something like, am I overthinking? But also see the other like that's their perception, like, because it's like if a situation happens, it's always two sides, so it can be their side and it's like coming off aggressive, but take a step back, it's like, wait, like maybe this happened because they're going through something where they perceive it some way, and I feel like maybe that will help you to like, you know, like take a step back, like let me not be sensitive, like maybe it just came out like that from their side as well.
To add on top of that, have y'all ever gotten to a heated argument or just a heated discussion, because not everything is an argument with somebody, and you took the step back to think, what do they like, this isn't like them, let me ask if something's going on.
1,000%.
You have?
Yeah, I have. I'd be like, are you okay? Like that's exactly.
But sometimes people be taking the like, "Are you okay?" As in like, you trying to be.
No, I'm gonna hop on the phone. Like, are you well?
Like
I feel like all my friends, not all, but like majority of my friends, we've been friends for over 5 years. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we have that relationship where I can be like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Like, it's like because you've never spoken to me that way, you've never behaved that way. Like, did I do something? Is that like, is this your final straw with me? Like, what's going on? And you know, they would just be like, you know what, you're right. It is me. Like, I had this going on, and I just took that out on you. And I'm like, okay, like let's readdress this because just because you know the way you said it wasn't. What you said still is something that like you know I heard you like okay tell me again like because who you talking to again respectfully like who you talking to like we supposed to be sisters supposed to be family you know what I'm saying so like let's what's going on like but I always address it. I'm a direct person so if I feel away and I'm gonna tell you like right away. I feel like I'm working on how I say it. Like I'm definitely on the opposite end. Like I have to work on how I say things. But which is why I'm a texter because if I call, I feel like my tone is gonna be my initial reaction. It's not me who sat for a moment, thought about it, and processed it. It's more so like I'm irritated. I'm calling you right now. Like
like let's get this situated.
I don't like that you did that. And I already know I'm a bird, and I know like I'm aggressive or whatever. So I don't like to be on the phone right away. Like I'm gonna have to like type it out, full paragraph in my notes. And reread it a couple of times, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta take this word out. That was me. Hold on, I gotta switch this. Okay, no, like, okay, boom, like, and it'll be from here to right here. Get straight to the point without having to disrespect them or say this and that. Like,
see, I'm the opposite because I'll call you after I've thought about it because if I type it, I don't know how my tone is gonna sound, and vice versa. If we in a disagreement and you texting me. I'm gonna read your tone like you angry. No matter how I know you talk, if I know that I did something that you didn't like, or you did something that I didn't like, and you're trying to be defensive. When I read the messages, I'm not gonna hear a person that's trying to be reasonable. I'm gonna hear a person that's trying to argue with me,
especially if you type in caps.
You know, I be like, please don't read this. Like, don't like. I'm not angry or anything like that. I just want to like bring forth like how I've been feeling. Like I try to like set the tone in that way. Some of my friends they don't really like. Call either like Djene though like I learned to call her. I remember our first little I was like girl
no I don't do all that. I don't text regularly. We're gonna have to call because I feel like if there's any issue I'm an in-person person. Like I need to see you to see how you feel.
How long between like disagreements do y'all give each other? Step back and then come back and
oh no same day
it's
never that
we're not going if you go your whole day not talking to me you go your whole life. I don't believe in that. Like we're family. Like
I don't know how people do that.
Me and my siblings, like that's the same thing with them. Like, you know, we argue, we be mad, we wake up the next day, like nothing happened. Yeah, I feel like if we're like friends for real, like if you're calling me your friend, your family, your sister, you've been in my house, what's that? Let's talk about it now. Like I'm like
maybe like we gonna calm down.
Yeah.
Like we gonna calm down, but we gonna come back and talk about it. Or like we'll be like, okay, like next time like we busy right now anyway, let's just address it.
Yeah, because no.
I feel like but I'm like that with all my relationships. Unless like I know that person like they really just like can't talk right now. Then I'll give them their space. But I'm always like address it because I think a lot of people don't like to admit it builds. Like if you don't address it, I don't care what nobody say. They be like, oh, I don't hold grudges or like I'm not thinking. But it's just like then when we're arguing, they would be like, well, last time you did,
exactly. It's too late.
You cannot bring up the past.
Listen, once that situation is dead and over with, I don't want to hear about it again.
No, that's real.
But the thing is,
I forgot about
some people they don't bring it up the past situation. Like let's say you like have you ever been in a situation where it's like okay like something new has come up right now, right?
Something just happened.
Yeah, something just happened, and like you made somebody feel like left out or anything, and then they want to bring it up the situation, but then they were like, yeah, like a couple months back you did the same thing and I didn't trust it. Why didn't you address it? So you're now it's like you have that in the back of your mind the whole entire time, and like we've probably been hanging out and you're thinking like you're in the back of your head like thinking that, and you still didn't address it. Like I feel like that's an issue. Like,
it's like you're in a RICO charge.
Like you should. I feel like you should address it because I feel like a lot of people don't address it, but I feel like if you don't address it. I don't care what anybody says. As a human, you always have that in the back of your head because that's somebody that you care about. And you value their relationship.
Yep.
So every time like they do something little, you're probably thinking like, oh, she probably thinks this about me. It's like she probably don't even think that about you.
Right,
You just haven't addressed it.
right.
And that's like you making assumptions or like, because I even do that. I'm like, Djene, like, let's stop overthinking it and let's just ask.
Yep.
Like, let's just talk
Just
about
ask,
it. You know?
Yes, it always takes one conversation.
Yeah.
Just that. But like, how do you navigate it when it's like you're always the person that sets the tone? It's like, okay, I feel your energy and I know that you're not okay, but I'm gonna start the conversation and be like, what's wrong? What if you're always that person?
Like the confrontational person?
Yes, you always don't want to say like, okay, we're not okay. What's up?
Okay. In addition to that, what would be your advice for the person that's non-confrontational that doesn't know how to bring it up? So the person that's always like bringing it up and being direct about it, and the person that doesn't know how to bring it up and doesn't know how to address it.
It's a difference between not knowing how and then just not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, why aren't you bringing it up?
Yeah.
Like
why?
Do you really love
what is it about
how?
me that's afraid?
They don't.
I don't want to say afraid, but like,
No.
what is it about me that you don't feel comfortable enough to come to me to tell me like something's up?
I think you know what it is because I feel like I've talked to this with my cousin. I think it's like there's a point because we were talking about friendships, and there's a point where some friends, it's like you've addressed it before, or if like somebody else have addressed them and their reaction wasn't receptive, so you feel like you can't even come and talk to them. But I feel like if it's a friend that you really, really value, I feel like you're just gonna have to like dig in and really like, if you really want this to work, this friendship or this relationship with the person to work, find a good time where they're just chill and relax and address it. If they're not at the place where they are being receptive, then I think it's like you need to look in like what can you do if you still want to maintain that relationship. You just know like, okay, like I still want to remain this friendship, but there is just going to be a level of like, because I feel like there's different levels of friendships. Some of my friends, I'm like, I know if I address this with them, they're not going to change it. So it's like, instead of me going deep inside and like every time they do it, getting hurt about it, I'm just like, I'm just going to keep it neutral. Like, I'm going to just, you know, I'm just going to protect myself so where I don't get hurt. Even though I feel like they're a good friend, like I can hang around them or like do certain things, or even when it comes to cousins or like your parents or stuff like that. I think it's just everybody's so quick to be like, oh, I want to cut this person off. Or like, oh, I have to address it. But sometimes it's just like you address things to where you be tired. You're like, I'm not gonna lie. Like you be tired. So it's just like, but then again, like even though it hurts, if you really want to work in a relationship, I always say just find a time where like you're cool. Think about your thoughts. They're cool and address it. And if it's not receptive, then I always say take a step back. Don't keep fighting them on it, and just think about like, okay, what can I do so I don't get hurt next time that this comes about. That's how I see it.
The thing is, I don't really get into like confrontations with my friends for real. Like we don't really have issues, so I don't know. Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So I don't really know because like I don't feel like either of us are confrontational like now. Maybe like in my younger years, but I feel like we've learned each other enough to kind of like bring up if we have any kind of issues. And I am the quick to cut off. Like I don't debunk friends. Like you don't lose your level of you used to be at my house. No, now we're just gonna hang out outside. Like I think that's just so weird. And I think it depends on the situation 1,000% because it's just like I just don't want certain energies around me. And if I feel some kind of way towards you, like that little inkling, like you said, like people still have that grudge, and it's just like if I feel it, and I don't want to feel that way towards a person. I feel like it's so nasty, it's so evil. It's to the point where
the same people.
Like and I know how you feel
because like you see your friends as your family. Like you're my sister. I don't even see you as my friend anymore. Like if I bring you in my life, if I bring you around my little sisters, if you know my mom got you. My mom got all my friends. Like she'll call them and be like, hey, you want to come eat today? Like if my friends are not my friends, you're my sister.
That's
like,
it.
In this home we're sisters. So it's just like when it's stuff like this, like I can't be your friend.
Yeah, I think it really just depends.
It hurts so bad to
like,
where like I am the cutoff.
Yeah, because if I can't talk to you, like but that's crazy. Like every time I tell you something, you rah, forget it.
You know, so forget it. Like, I like to say we're yin and yang because she'll be like, am I crazy? And I'm gonna be like, okay, well let's reevaluate. You know, did they do this on purpose or this and that? She's like, you know what? Okay. And then sometimes the person will fix their actions, but if they don't, she'll be like, see, I said this is why I should have cut this off.
Right? I should just wrap it up. I feel like friendship breakups are the worst. I don't have that many friends, but like the friends that I do have, the circle that I hold them so tight. Like, baby, we gonna be together till
Jennifer for the
I'm so for real. Like I love my friends so deep to the where it just be hurting.
Okay,
so
wait.
bad.
I have a question because okay, like I was thinking about Jannah, like inshallah we all make it. But like I was thinking, okay, like you know how there's different levels of Jannah, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay, like I was thinking, like okay, like what if like are we allowed to go to my friend's level of Jannah?
Okay, so boom. I heard that, correct me. I'm going to do the research on this,
okay.
But I heard that if someone misses you, if it's like a family or a friend and they're in the lower level of Jannah, you can bring them up to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But you can't go down.
You won't go down. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, will bring them up to you.
Okay. So I was thinking about that. Because I was thinking about my friends and my family. I was like, like, what if we're not on the same level? Like, inshallah. Yeah. Because everybody be like, inshallah, we in Jannah together. And I was like, wait.
That's why they say your friends bring you to Jannah. Like, the friends that you have around you are the friends that will either take you to Jannah.
Hey! Jannah!
Or will drag you to Jahannam. And honestly, I feel like once I kind of learned that, everyone has that phase in their young teenage adolescence years where they're like, who's my friend? Who's not my friend? What's religion? What's God? How's this religion even right? And you're kind of experimenting and trying, not experimenting, well, in my words, experimenting as in testing out different theories, like trying to find the truth in whatever you believe in. And once you finally settle on that truth, I feel like everything around you starts to become more clear. Like the people that you want to have around you become more clear. The spaces you want to be in become more clear. Like your settings change, where you hang out change.
Yeah.
And I think it's really so beautiful because you know how they say when you take a step towards Allah, like He'll come running to you, inshallah. That is so true because you take one step, like everything else just falls.
Literally, it could be the smallest step. Today you decided to spend 30 minutes reading Quran. Like, man, I've seen changes in the littlest steps I take, and that's why I would never deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's why I be telling
nobody could ever convince
He got a better
otherwise.
plan. Like that's why when I be overthinking, like, dang, you should have went this way. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna trust because I know Allah has like a greater plan than I ever even thought about.
Now that we're on that, we were actually having a conversation before we started, and we wanted to ask you a question because you said you're type A.
Yeah.
Add on to the question if you feel like I ain't say enough. But my question is, because I feel like I'm very similar to you in that I'm very type A, but one of the problems I have is that whenever things don't go a certain way, it makes me upset because I feel like I could have, like, what didn't I do this time? Like, I'm frustrated because I'm thinking about what I didn't do right this time that I could change for next time. And she's more of a, I don't know what's best.
Yeah, but that's how I think because I feel like it has to do with like also like my life and so many experiences. Like I've been through a lot of big life like experiences and like things that like have happened that I couldn't prevent. And it's like I've had like a goal, like or I was studying to like do this, and then like something will just come in my life and then I'm not able to do it. So, but I don't get discouraged, and it's like I have that in my head. Okay, Djene, sometimes like if it's like something that you can't control, you can't control. But I would say just focus on what you can control.
What do you consider the things you can't control?
Okay.
You said can or can't?
Can't.
No, can.
Can.
What are the, like, because...
Your time.
Go into detail on that, please.
Okay. Like you said, you set time around your salah. Like you set your, like, whatever you need to do. But it's like, okay, are you scrolling through TikTok? For how often is your screen time?
I'm asking people.
How often is
your screen time?
Yeah. Okay, like
when somebody hits you up, you gonna go outside.
Yeah. Are you gonna? Okay, like let's say you getting your certificate or something, you failed the first time, right? You have to look back and reflect. Did you actually study accordingly, and did you give yourself enough time to study? Or did you just crammed it?
Exactly.
You have to think, because it's like, I'll put myself there. I'll be like, Djene, like, you have to really treat yourself like you're an employee. I'll be like, yo, be realistic. You have to really dig in and be realistic with yourself. Because like, I try to think of it like, okay, it's like, I think of it as like, okay, it's like a little weird. Like, I swear, y'all, I'm confident, but I'm a little cocky sometimes. I'll be like, okay, future Djene, you the boss. So little Djene, you need to get it together, because future Djene is like, girl, you a mess. And that's how I think about myself, like, okay, like, because at the end of the day, like, you like, you have your parents and they're like, you need to do this, you need to do that. But it's just like, you're not going to really disappoint them as much as you think you're going to disappoint yourself.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. In the future, when you look at 5 years from now, are you going to be in a place where you want to be, or are you going to be like, damn, like, I'm this age and I don't want to have myself together, or like, but it's like, at the same time, you also have to think about, like, wow, like, you're at this age, and like, look at how much you accomplished, and like, where you can be. Because I think another thing is to, like, even though like things happen and like I wasn't able to control what I could have controlled, I'm like, okay, but look what I did. Don't always focus on the negative as well. I would say focus on, okay, like, I wasn't able to control this, but now I know, like, okay, it's because I didn't do X, Y, Z, or I didn't set my time correctly. Like, I wasn't prioritizing what I need to prioritize. So, and another thing, oh god,
oh no, keep going.
Another thing I feel like I always do myself, my brain kind of works off of like 3 months, or like 3. So like, I would be like, okay, what do you need to worry about for the next 72 hours? So that's like 3 days. Or like, I do my life in like quarters. That's how I kind of work too. Because, and it's just like, I have to be this way because I know I want to achieve things. And it's like, but also too, after like the week like ends, I'm like, okay, like, Djene, like, realistically, like, how did your week went? Okay, like, what happened during your week that you couldn't do? Because it's like, sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's like, okay, somebody wants you to do this, somebody wants you to do this, somebody wants you to hang out. But it's like, okay, but where was times like I wasn't being proactive. Like, even though I was like, okay, I'm tired, it's like, bro, you're always tired though. Like, let's be realistic. Like, girl, you're tired, but it's just like you put yourself in that predicament. It's not even about motivation. It's just about consistency and not being lazy.
Yes. So I want to make sure I understood what you're saying. There's things we can't control.
Yeah.
There's things we can't control. Control in terms of time. You can control the decisions that you make, which affect the time that you make. So you can either choose to get up even though you're tired, or choose to lay down even though you're tired. No matter what happens, whatever is meant to happen is going to happen based off this decision that you make.
Yes.
That I understand. I actually just started doing like a weekly overview type of thing, because I was thinking, like, how do the most successful businesses run? They have schedules, they have times, and everything always doesn't go according to plan. That I understand wholeheartedly. But the thing after that said week happens, and the things that didn't happen, you have another week to, inshallah, do those things. And I feel like for me, having that the daily to-do list, and having like a weekly to-do list, and then coming back and looking back and be like, what happened well this week and what didn't happen well this week? Like, kind of having like an audit. It helps so much.
But also, I think priorities, because I feel like, honestly, I don't like how our society is. It's like all hustle culture, like, do a million things. That's not realistic.
No,
I don't care what anybody say. Like, people look at entrepreneurs and people with businesses, but you have to think that they focused on one thing. And I've been, like, my previous job, I've been around people with money, and they all said they focused on one thing before they got to where they were, and they were able to do multiple things. So that's why I even say, like, even those, like, even my quarters, like, I do, like, what are the 3 things I'm gonna prioritize? Even my 7 days, my week, what are the 3 things I'm gonna prioritize? If you don't do that, and also to your big goal, don't always look at that. Look at your little goals. Break things down, because then they're easier to digest, and you don't feel so much pressure. Like, and it's just like, even when it comes to your 3 priorities, sometimes your priorities may not be for you. They may be like, because of, like, you're doing something with somebody else, or your parents need to do something. Put that in your 3 priorities. Put that in your 3 priorities, so you know, like, okay, I'm gonna get their priority done, but I'm also gonna get my priority done. And I just think when I started doing that, I felt like, okay, like, I actually was progressing. Like, even if I had like goals that I didn't reach, I would be like, okay, like, this quarter I'm gonna worry about these 3 things. Next quarter, that's gonna be my priority. And I think it makes you realize that, okay, like, I am progressing, even though, like, currently I'm not focusing on that goal. At least I accomplished one thing. You know what I'm saying? You always want to give yourself, like, at least a pat on the back. Like, damn, like,
you gotta give yourself some
grace. Quite literally. You have to 1,000%, or you're gonna be stressed out. Like, you're gonna be overthinking of what you didn't do all the time. Like, I'm supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be anywhere.
You
are where you
Allah would plant you to be. Like, when I be telling myself, everything was written years before before I even step foot on this earth. Like, all I could do is change how I moving forward. Like, I have control of the future and what I do move forward. In the past, I don't know.
But the thing is, there's future past, but there's also present. Because the decisions that you make in the present determines which type of future you get. So whatever happens in the future, it's gonna happen because Allah has already written it. But He wrote two different sides to those futures. Because it's like a person, like, you have two things right here. You have a bottle of, one of your friends invite you out to go drinking or whatever, and your other friends invite you to the mosque. Whatever happens with those two decisions is going to happen based off the decision you make. So if you decide to go to the mosque, inshallah, you'll get the barakah from it. You go out with your friends, something bad can happen. Something bad can happen on the way to the mosque. Something bad happen on the way to going out with friends. Which one has more barakah?
Right.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
I feel like either decision you make, it was already written for you. Like, that's why when stuff be happening to me, I just be like,
do better next time.
Yeah, like,
that's what I tell myself.
Like, I don't try to, like, because, like, if you sit in it, it just makes you even more angry.
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't like that. I hate it. Like, I feel like that's just
all.
how I am, even with my emotions. I don't have time to figure it out. I don't have time to feel that I failed. I don't have time to feel the pain. Like, move on. What didn't you do? Why didn't you do it? Don't let it happen again.
If y'all want more, y'all need to go tune in to part 2. Yeah.
Hand it back.